Wise discernment about spiritual awakening. Hello, everyone. As we get started, I have two questions for you. First question, here are two different versions of my face. This one, and this one. Only one of these faces belongs to a human being. But which one? Here's a reminder of the question. And, you figured it out. Now for my second question. When you decided that yellow plastic smiley face wasn't human, was that discernment or judgment? Here's why I asked. If you're a spiritual seeker, the truth about life matters. And following your chosen path, that matters too. But neither idealism nor persistence will help you to achieve your heart's desire unless you also develop discernment as a form of wisdom. You see, in this video, you may well discover some things you never used to know about using discernment along your spiritual path. Just to introduce myself, I am Rose Rosetree. For a while, 50 years, for a while, I have served as a spiritual teacher, first working for 16 years as a teacher for Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, teaching the Transcendental Meditation program. And then in 1986, I founded the personal development field of energy spirituality. And yes, I'm living in spiritual enlightenment. And I have served as an enlightenment teacher since about 2013. Look, I figure it's friendly to introduce myself. It's also pretty important to know who's giving this YouTube video, designed to help you succeed on your spiritual path. And for this video, I'm going to refer to you not by your personal name, which is too hard, given whoever's watching, but by using a name that might apply to you as somebody watching this video, which you are. I'm going to call you Smart Spiritual Seeker. What do I mean by that? Well, you're not just any random seeker of spiritual awakening. Besides that, as a smart spiritual seeker, you're using the smarts that God gave you, using those smarts in pursuit of your relationship with God. Did you know that those smarts can include wise discernment? Yes, 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 they can. The human source of this video is an enlightenment teacher, this one. Let's take an extra moment to set up this rest of this video, so I will be co-creating it with God. God, I call upon you to be here now with everybody sharing the experience of this video with me at this time, and with me while making the video. Be here with us now, God, as a supercharged presence. And I awaken my power of command to co-create with you now. Good. So where were we? Discernment. Does discernment matter if you're on a spiritual path? It sure does. If you have a goal like enlightenment, spiritual enlightenment, that means using your full potential in life, which can include developing your full potential for using your consciousness, your spiritual awareness. Potentially, doing that can connect you to God as an ongoing experience, not just some theory about God. Living in spiritual enlightenment also includes an inner happiness, a steadiness. That's very different from a cheerful smiley face made out of plastic. Seems to me, when you consider watching a video from any spiritual teacher, wise discernment includes learning about that teacher's standing to teach you. So in the comments section below, I will supply a few links that can help you to research that about me. Now, what is wise discernment about spiritual awakening and seeking enlightenment? Do you have it yet? Or maybe not quite. By the time you watch this video all the way through to the end, I'm hoping that you'll find you have woken up that kind of wisdom today. And I believe that kind of waking up will serve you well. Wise discernment is not judgment. Did you know far too many people today live in fear of seeming judgy? Ironically, a lack of discernment can cause far more problems than being judgmental. Why would that be? Well, let's back up. What is the difference between discernment versus judgment? Discernment. This starts with acknowledging what a person has said or done in objective reality. In my practical definition, here's an example. Suppose that you dislike what your friend Gladys says or does. With discernment, you ask yourself, what exactly bothers me? And maybe you learn from that. You might also assess the truth value of what Gladys has just said. Is it 100% true in your view? Maybe it's more like 10% true. Supplementing your own personal discernment, perhaps you might choose to say something to Gladys to express your point of view, or perhaps not. Either way, you're entitled to your discernment, huh? By contrast, how about judgment? This means blaming or belittling or attacking a person, perhaps in response to something the person has said or done in objective reality, or maybe blaming or belittling or attacking a person just for the fun of it. For example, suppose that you dislike what your friend Sam says or does. When judging, you tie that one area of disagreement to Sam's entire character or his worthiness as a person, as in criticizing somebody's work by making an ad hominem argument. In other words, an argument about the entire person. Did you know one meaning of judging someone is to express a bad opinion of somebody's behavior, often because you think you're better than that person? I think it's fair to add, it's unnecessary to judge other people because of what they look like or what they believe. As a smart spiritual seeker, wise discernment can help you to evolve spiritually. Judgment will not. Maybe you've noticed how in this video I have been using the term wise discernment. Why say that? Well, sometimes people think they're using a really superior kind of discernment when they go after a person like Sam or Gladys, criticizing away like picky, 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 picky. In distinction, wise discernment is valid as discernment. And it's really essential if you're serious as a smart spiritual seeker. If you're serious about progressing along your spiritual or emotional or religious or philosophical path, to clarify, what does it really mean in practice to use either wise discernment or judgment? How about this? I'm going to give you 4 examples of wisdom according to your friend Gladys. Number 1. Gladys says something that is out of step with reality, like, I would never study with a spiritual teacher who couldn't tell immediately that I'm already spiritually awakened. How about a second example? Can you take it? Yeah, you can. You're a smart spiritual seeker and you're intrepid, right? You're intrepid. So, number 2 example. Gladys's words reveal prejudice. Like she says, never trust anybody over 30. Admittedly, I used to believe that when I was 20. Like so many baby boomers at the time. Now that I'm way over 30, believing that would be awkward to say the least, but we could still use that as an example. Example number 3. Sometimes Gladys talks like a conspiracy theorist in some way, like she says, watch out for short people. Any adult who's under 5 foot 5 inches, oh, they're terrible and they're secretly trying to conquer the world. And maybe joking, she adds, and whenever you have a chance, step on them and make them even shorter. Hypothetical examples, clearly. And then we get the number 4. Maybe Gladys reveals ideas that could simply count as wishful thinking. For instance, suppose she tells you, I've started playing pickleball. I've only had 2 lessons so far, but I can tell you this already. I'm sure that I have exactly what it takes to become a national champion. Isn't that wonderful of me? You know, these are made up examples, but you still could use them to sharpen your skills about how you might respond with judgment versus what would count as wise discernment. You know, here's where it's very convenient for you that you know how to watch this YouTube video. Regarding these 4 examples, you can play them back, right? You can pause and play each one back and pause after you listen to watch that one and reflect on it. Specifically, how would you respond to what Gladys has said with judgment? How would you respond with wise discernment? Practicing can help you really own these useful concepts. And of course, this is even better. You could use this YouTube technology to turn this video interactive, because you can replay and explore and refine your understanding, as I've already suggested. And then if you want, you can comment below Maybe choose one or more of the statements from Gladys. You could refer to it by number, for instance, and then comment below and share your opinions. How might you respond with judgment versus what would count for you as wise discernment? If you participate actively, you'll gain a lot more from this video. And guess what? It's even still free. It can really serve you well, smart spiritual seeker, to gain wise discernment about people and what they say and do, and particularly, because it's a really important topic, wise discernment about spiritual awakening and wise discernment about something which is different, although many people don't know it yet, spiritual enlightenment, because enlightenment is more than spiritual awakening. In conclusion, when you think about it, as a smart spiritual seeker, won't it serve you well to develop your discernment? Wise discernment is not just some philosophical fancy thing. Wise discernment can help you to fine-tune your beloved path. Moreover, if your spiritual teacher has discernment, wise discernment, when you're praised, you'll know that your teacher means it. That could be pretty important, huh? Smart spiritual seeker, today you have begun to explore a useful new clarity. May what you've learned here today free you up from a common fear today that it's being judgy to use discernment. As you've learned here, judgment is altogether different from wise discernment. Maybe this video can also help some of you to stop feeling guilty for speaking your mind. Since now you can appreciate that bringing discernment is not judging and it's not a sin. Jesus famously said, "Judge not." You've heard that, right? What didn't he say? Discern not. Nope, he didn't say that one. Nor did Jesus say, paste a big bland smile all over your face, because it would be such a terrible sin to disagree with anybody. As for you, spiritual seeker, here and now, thank you for watching and listening to this video about wise discernment, including discernment concerning spiritual awakening. If you learned anything helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. And for extra follow-up, consider reading my book that contains a program for spiritual enlightenment. The title is Seeking Enlightenment in the Age of Awakening. And this how-to is packed with knowledge about discernment and overcoming illusions in general, and also overcoming illusions that come from today's enlightenment establishment. Not on purpose, I'm sure, but there are still many illusions that might be affecting you right now and limiting you as a smart spiritual seeker, because they're illusions that have come to you from some of today's enlightenment establishment. Anyway, lots to think about. Bye for now.